Yes, syncopation out the wazoo. Everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are officially starting our CRAVITY marathon today. I am very excited for this. We have Break All the Rules, I believe is the name of the first track, and we have a dance practice and music video and a demo to watch. So I had some awesome people be able to help me with this. I want to be a better steward of at least trying to cite a demo if there's one available. So I tried that with CRAVITY and all the other groups for Road to Kingdom Season 2. And hopefully we'll have a better understanding of the movement quality as they progress, not just from a movement with the members, but also with the choreographers. I think it's going to be really cool. We're here for this. I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So it looks like we have a Rubik's Cube that's going to be a part of the lore in some way, it looks like, yeah? I know there are 9 members. Some of them were involved with Produce 101. 2 made it on the final lineup and 2 did not. So I'm like familiar with little things like that. I like that. That's fun. I like that choice. Ooh. Yeah. Interesting harmonies too. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. There's I don't know if it's a group or just an artist that uses that type of harmony. It's familiar and nostalgic a little bit too. Oh, little inks on the front too. So they're in the Rubik's Cube now. And look, they broke whatever box it was, right? The cube. And they got a little slow-mo walk to the back. Cool. So yeah, we have a heavy Rubik's Cube influence here. They ended up breaking a box, break all the rules. Whenever you do choose to go the route of like breaking things or going beyond the formalities, right? It is interesting that we did make the choice to make this squeaky clean. You know, that kind of feels like the opposite, at least on the synchronicity side. But that doesn't bother me as much because I know with rookies, especially for your first debut track, that this is your first impression you're making, right? And I like their water, like their little symbol here. It's really cool. Okay, we have a fixed version. You guys know I love me a good fixed cam. I'm gonna go ahead and watch. And I'm excited to see the demo just straight out of debut too. See what kind of team they're working with for their time as a group. Let's go. I'm already liking the choreo so much more. That's why we look at the fixed cams. I like the subtlety with the head on that too. This fit one of our guys is wearing reminds me of what Hyunjin wore for Lose My Breath. Burning, Burning, that was cool. Okay. I hope you guys notice, especially if you marathon with me, when you look at a group's debut for the first time, goodness gracious, doesn't it just look like everyone's on the same dynamic scale, which is just full out? I like that. That was nice. I like the deviation from it. Ooh, yeah. Yes, syncopation out the wazoo. Burning, burning, burning. I like that part. This is such a drill tease. That was fun. That was a very interesting way to go into an add-on or the switch off between the two sides. Yeah. Extreme. And I like they already have an album too, right? That's what it is. That's their center. Cool. So my guy in center ended up overshooting just a smidge on this little heel toe. It's hard to not though. Get it. Burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it. Catchy. These bounces into the swings are super nice. Deep breath. Yeah. Breathe. Something I find interesting too is I like the choreo here. It looks great on them. And honestly, I do think the music video doesn't give the choreo justice because part of the beauty of it is the transitions. With most choreos, your transitions play a way bigger role than people realize. Bringing it through is nice. They walk and they finish. They look with angst. Me too. Yeah, so, I mean, I really like this choreo on them. I think having 9 is a great odd number. You can do a lot with your symmetry on that, and I think the transitions, like I said, are a huge key point here that really make a lot of these choices stand out. I like the deviations that were made, which is cool. I think moving, I mean, we're gonna see the demo, so we're just seeing, kind of compare what was kept and what was modified, but whenever you're doing something like break all the rules, you want to always try to at least that's your concept, is breaking rules. What rules are you breaking? Music rules? Like are harmonies, like breaking the normal rules of how harmonies are normally done maybe? Or in the movement quality, are we purposefully deviating and not being like squeaky unison clean the whole time? Are we like making these extra abstract choices? Are the movements that we're doing, are they a different setup and coming in and out? Like, there's a lot of those types of things that I do feel would have been really cool to have explored on this type of track, but that could be just personal preference. Whenever I see or hear a song like this, that would be something you would normally expect as a viewer or somebody who's looking at movement quality. But we're gonna look at the we're gonna look at the demo. So this group, this is Free Mind. Whenever I was doing my huge spreadsheet for all the Road to Kingdom groups, Free Mind pops up a lot for CRAVITY specifically. So if I were to take a guess on who CRAVITY is gonna have on their end as a team that they work with, Free Mind is gonna be a contender, I feel, which I think is cool. Here we go. Ooh, ding, 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 ding. Yeah. I wonder if we have this type of hand because they're like holding a Rubik's Cube the whole time, you know? I don't know. Conversational for sure. Yeah. Very subtle on this little nay-nay they did there. I like that part. I'm glad they kept that in. Ah, that part, that went into their criminal part, wouldn't it? I think that was smart. They changed it. Because that burnin' burnin' matches really, really well now. Nice little party machine influence on that. Yeah! Boom, boom. Cool. Nice beat change. Party, party, time for us. Yeah, I think because they do this little pulsing throughout this demo, I'm glad they did change that burning to make it a little bit more, what is it, stickier and more isolated. I think it matches the flow better for creating dynamic moments in your choreo. There's so much of this. Yeah, that's cool. Boom, a little explosion, and of course the other guys, they turn. So in a nutshell, I actually like all the changes. There's a lot more transitions, a lot more like levels, deviations in the final, and I think those are what makes this. Because if what they did in the demo, if that's what they ended up doing, I would be very frank and say, I mean, with all due respect, I think the choreo is fine, but it's hard to appreciate it because there's not a ton of like heartbeat dynamic shifts in it. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They're not like there probably are dynamic shifts within it, but it's hard to see them because the formation doesn't deviate outside of their basic go-tos. We don't have a lot of this happening, a lot of levels, transitions in and out. Like the transitions are a bit neglected here, which is probably why I think this stands out in a great way. Because like I said, the focal point of what really makes this is the transitions. And I think hopefully you guys are kind of picking up what I'm kind of stating here on that. The choreo is fine even if they didn't make any changes. I just don't think it wouldn't have been as much of an impact the way that it was was whenever I saw this at this point. Here we go, from the top. So right here, out the gate, I really like it. You have your opposition going on. Those right in front of your first feature. He comes up, they explain it around, da-da-da-da. So we all have these nice little choices with their hands wrapping in different ways. And you have one person lift up, sa, and then you have two peekaboo kind of through the little spaces towards the outside. I believe it was the same two that were leaned that first time, which is nice. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. And so there's already so much. It was a really nice way, an interesting way to showcase and reveal. You got a lot of people, you know. I like the pulsing here, boom, doo doo doo, nice. And then you have your first feature. Now I did say this during, I think, the music video reaction. I did do a little kind of overview with CRAVITY because this is literally the first time I'm watching them. So I want to make sure I'm going in with some degree of preparedness. I knew there was going to be 9 members. I knew it was a boy group. I also know that 4 people were on the produce show, like at the time, that produce show. 2 of them made it onto the final lineup called X1, I think, and then the other 2 did not. As soon as the contract expired, I think January of 2020, so they've been around since 2020, is what I believe is the case. They debuted it was announced in March of the same year that they would debut, and I think this is like, what, April 2020. So definitely gave everybody a month to prepare. Cool. So, which is nice. So I know that going in, and I think this is their first album, which is cool. I like that. The rules, boom, and then everybody did the same arms, and they used that to create a nice tension change that turn it up with the head. They take their head, they move it all the way up and over. And then you have your guy, he kind of goes through and he creates another little window moment for himself. The little upsa, so I like the little rap, kind of feels like a fingerprint or foreshadowing of what we're going to be seeing later on, because I do see that reintroduced in the future. Turn up. We even go on tempo, my guy right here who was just featured, into our next spot. They go out, boom, already we're mirrored, really nice. They come back in, da-da-da. And I like that with our feature, he's the only one whose leg is not up. It's so subtle, but it naturally makes you want to look at him without taking away from the overall aesthetic. So he's keeping it more centered as well. His arm's a little bit more neutral. Everybody is going more diagonal with their looks. Low-key, this guy right here looks similar to the No More Dream or the No era of BTS. This right here. I think that V had his hair like that too. So that's what it feels like to me. And like, it just doesn't give 2020, it gives 2013. Just in looks, not in, not in movement quality. I'll put it that way. It's really fun. I think it's so fun. The throw is cool. I like the subtlety. Boom, boom, ding, ding, ding. Cool. And then he has this moment. I'm always a fan of this blue hair too, so I really like that. That's fun. And then my guy right here, he low-key is giving me, maybe it's just because of the material I looked at recently, The8's hair is that color. And I do know there's probably a couple Chinese members in this, yes? Because whenever I looked at my little notes, and whenever I was going through the whenever I was going through like the summary, when they would show what their real name is, some of the members' names show up in Chinese. So I'm assuming that, but I could be, once again, wrong. I'm very excited to learn about this. I know what I need to know, which is choreography, affiliation, and the track. So we're here. Right here, I like the subtlety there with the swing up, and then we flip the foot, we go out, boom, boom, and we have this, that part's sick. Ding, ding, I like the hit, the accent with the wrist. It's really nice, and then they use their head to help complement that. And then from there, you have that sound, so having this energy match that is very fitting. New features in the back. They come up, and look how natural my guy who was just featured scoots over to allow the new feature to be revealed and for it to be symmetrical. I like the tap on this. Notice that we're doing a nice little just subtle heel, and then we're taking our arm and slowly traveling it down, and then we have this nice energy taking our shoulder, moving it through, little slide with the legs, click, click, and then it does look like we go, ooh, that's interesting. So it was not only mirrored, but it was a canon too. So if we go back to the formation that we see, you're gonna have my guy right here is gonna go with these two, but these two are gonna go the opposite way because I was watching him and them the first time and it looked off, but it was the same. And then everybody else is gonna go, of course, at a different timing, but I think it is mirrored. Yeah, it is. That's cool. We like that. That's nice. And I like that, and I like that we take the arm up. Really fun little embellishment of a finish. Then we go na da da, and I like the accent of this throw to kind of match. This is na da da, you know, it's cool, it's nice. And then right there, doo doo doo, boom boom, nice with the bass to represent that. Then we go through, nice wave as we travel it across as well. The little kick is super fun. And then I believe they do something with the arms to complement that as well, yeah? Yeah, so they take the arms, they fold them over, and then we take the hand over head nod, which is really nice. And then we take this arm up to show that little, you know, there's that subtle vocalization happening in the track too. We got to hear it up at the top. Then it goes, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. So I like the arms on that choice. He does a little throw there. They have their moment, boom, boom, boom. That does feel like a very aggressive whoa if we're doing one. Then from there, we add a subtle shoulder roll. I really liked how we get in and out of our movements here. It's cool. Then we switch it up, boom, and chi chi, so we end up going head, and then we have this nice crossover moment, which is really nice. Then it goes bass, having your center, of course, present his arm more forward versus everybody else on the sides, and it's still mirrored. So that's really nice, and they have this explosion with the chest to get us to go into a straight line. Now, I always want to have it as a desire to fight for like a really crisp straight line here before we branch out, but it's, you know, we pick our battles on that. We have our first guy reveals over on stage left. I like how he hits over, and it causes this boom effect where we're scooping from high to low. Then we come back in. I do think some of us could have completed that rotation a little bit more effectively, but just subtle. I like the tension trace happening as well. Super fun. Some people you can definitely see are a little bit lower, but I think part of that is because we are doing some subtle level representation over on the side. Now, what's happening here? Great question. I think what I find interesting about that is that it's really hard to see him because of my guy right there. So I don't know if that was supposed to be a camera shot. That feels like we could be going off of like a camera is happening over here and presenting forward. That would be my guess because he's lower. And normally when you see somebody lower and you have a feature behind them, that's normally the case so you can see them. Because my guy right here, I would have him lean away if we are in fact supposed to clock this in the front like this. So that's my note there, because it is hard to appreciate him there, but I mean from there, boom, there's your explosion of energy. He moves to the side. I like he grabs and he causes them to turn to the back, so I like that response. Then he goes, he has this moment with the crossover. They take their body over towards him, and they have the arm, nice subtlety. Because of the absence of movement in the body, it allows the subtlety of that arm to really be a nice focal point, and it helps match the energy of what's going on with our feature here, which is super fun. I like the twinkling in there from pinky to thumb, which is nice. There's just subtlety here on the bounces, and then you had your feature there. They go high to low, and then now we have complementary two people on this moment here. Now this part, nice little just two-step with the pickup, and we're doing some brushes of our hands. We're building it to a fun place. Once again, mirrored, totally fine. You have your two on the outsides, which is nice. They go over, more tension. The switch on it, extreme, and I like how he rotates it and whips it around with more extroverted movement, so we can clock him in our middle. Then we go high to mid, and then we take it to their respective outside, roll it up from the knees. I like that choice. Very fun. Da-da-da. And over. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. I can't. That boom, which is nice. Let's break all the rules. Yeah, this chorus it looks nice whenever they're doing it with the transitions. Yeah, that ba-da-da. I'm also noticing that my guy right here, he's featured quite a lot. So I'm curious about that, if y'all can let me know what his role is, because I don't know any of their names. I just know there's 9 people with 9 names, right? So, and they all have different roles too. Rotating it through. Now this part, notice this type of posture, right? The criminal, this pulse move. That's what they were doing for the burning. And I'm glad they made the change to this because it matches way better here. It bleeds well within the tone of it. And I like that they're all making different choices. For me, it would be too structured if they all went the same way, or if we did the same kind of like angle down, angle up. It wouldn't feel like we're breaking all the rules. Here, everyone's making their own choice, even though it's still structured in the angle to some degree, at least on the line that's being made. I think that's really nice. Criminal, yep, and then we take it up. Yes, break all the rules, and then we take our energy up with the switch on that. Totally fine. And then from there, Transition is really nice. It gives us, it makes this movement look more full too, because you have movement, like you have this movement here, but when you have an actual travel and moving in the space, it allows us to really be able to see that movement introduce or kind of present the sense of aura and essence about it that makes us appreciate the fullness of it as well. And it'll fill in your music more effectively than just trying to hold it at the same time or just in the same place. I like this part. You have this, I don't know if they're saying criminal here again, but it's the same lower body, but notice we're not doing any arms and we're just getting closer to the inside. We break away, little transition. Then you have your feature right here over on stage right, da-da-da-da-da-da, rotating it through, a little crossover. This part is really fun. Then you go a little chug, chug, and this, if you take it, it goes out in. It does low-key give a little envelope, like a chugging envelope, and then you do a little ball change on the boom boom on the bass. Yes, I'm so glad they had that in there. And those little moments always, I know I've kind of talked about breaking the rules, you know, maybe playing around with what synchronicity looks like and breaking that. But in that context, I actually appreciate the fact that they were very clean there, so we can clearly identify exactly where that part is going, because whenever you watch the demo, I could see that move, but it didn't have that same degree of crispness that that bass has, which I really like. So that was cool that we see that. I like this right here with the bounce, da-da. I like that with the shh, with the little basketball. Boom, we throw it, switch it over. This part, burning, 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 burning. I'm so glad that we added this in and we didn't go with what we did, because that would have been something that I would have said note-wise of this movement. It was a little bit, this matched the burning, 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 for that little call and response sound, and kind of having that little rock from side to side is super fun. I like it. Now, what are they doing in their lower body? Let's look. So you do ball change, invert, go out with the knees, and then back in. So that looks really nice. Then they rotate it around, and then we do a nice little accent with the elbow is nice. We twinkle it in, we swing that arm, really fun. We clap, boom, ding, ding, nice with the arms, with the pulls, and then we go with the bass, 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 and it goes the rules, rules, and then we drop that arm down, subtlety here, and boom, boom. I like that choice. And then right there, that sound, and so they rotate around and they stop after he does this to match what's going on with this side over here. I love that energy transfer. That was really well done. Probably one of my favorite sections of the whole thing. Let's go back and appreciate it. Swatch. Yeah, da-da-da-da. And they go out, boom. They rotate through. I like that position, looks nice. And then to go, yeah, hit, picking it up, pushing the hips a little bit more forward to make that work. And he goes hit with a little, just like the most subtle shoot you could see today is that he has this little stylized hand moment, takes his hands, they go up. Then from here, it's now a group of 4 that are matching kind of his energy, kind of boxing him in and framing. So it's these 4, and then you have 2 right here. So I just like the depth of it. I do think my guy right here could scoot over a smidge, or he needs to scoot in a smidge if we're supposed to go column. I'm kind of indifferent. I like the setup of this specifically where you have a window for those 2 in the column. So I would actually have him scoot out just a little bit, but that's, you know, one battle out of 15 you could have. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. And I think that was the intention, because we're subtly turning this into another V with an outlier. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. And we're pulsing it in a hinge. And then right here, ooh boy, look at that. They're in a line, independent line, line. They're in like a line here, which is cool. And then boom, 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 and boom. I really like the symmetry of this. So they took it from the line of 2 with 4 outliers, and then they turned it into the letter M. Really, really nice. I love that. And they're angled to the corners too, which makes it stylized. Yeah, click, 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 click. Ah, he throws it up. Really nice. And then they take the arm, and I like the going down very quickly. And then they quite immediately using that core to create a speed change with the arms. Really nice. They turn through. They come back in. Really nice on the angle of the hand and the head. Just taking that hand and folding it down like so. Then they go back in, with the switch up of the arms. Very nice. Then they bring it in, out, and then boom, tension shift. And I like the flip over of the hand too, looks nice. And then he's down, a little angsty boy group moment is what I call that. They all break away. And then once again, here's my same guy. Maybe it's just the fit that he's wearing or what, but I'm noticing him every time he's featured, and it's a lot, which is cool. I mean, we're here for it. Great charisma. I'm just curious if there is a reason behind that. Now they all walk away, jab, broom, and up. Really nice. And I like the tension too, where they have a complimentary moment, and then they break away. New group in the front. He has his moment, da da da. Then you have the mirroring of the openness of the body with the arms. Then right here, we pick it up. I like the subtle brushes is also really fun. With those two going through the formation, having those two go around the back. So it's just, I just like the formation structure of this significantly more. I think it works better for the choreography, in my honest opinion, because I feel like we can truly appreciate everything that they're doing because we're allowed different formations and vantage points to be able to appreciate it. That's why it's important to not just be in the same formation the whole time unless that is the concept. So yes, shout out to whoever was in charge of movement direction, because choreographers and performance directors are different. And I am curious if Free Mind did the choreography and then they went back and did the performance direction too, and they fit it to them and XYZ. You know, I don't quite know that because I didn't really find any behind the scenes, which is fine. But it does make you ask those questions, right? Like who, it does take a collaborative effort, and that's the beauty of it. It's just having one person do all of it is cool, and there's people who do that very well, but having a team that you can rely upon also really helps and get your full picture across more effectively and efficiently too. So there's a little bit of that. Yeah, extreme with the pulls. I like that secondary pull on that, which is cool. They go high to low just like we did before, and then they go do boom, break all the rules, so they're down. So I like this. Now this turns into a like sporadic add-on where he's doing all of it, and then everyone's having their moment and go over, yeah, hitting it through, rotating around. They're frozen. I think they could be a little bit more frozen, but remember, we're about 2 minutes in. It's tiring. Then he's right here with this group, the hop. Notice the spacing's a little bit off, but honestly, now seeing where he started and how he's traveling he's traveling through the groups. He's not itemizing himself in a group and then transitioning. So it's kind of like he's passing through, which I don't mind. It kind of feels like he's on an assembly line and they're all like stuck in their stations is what it feels like, which is cool. Nothing crazy there. That criminal, and then we go punch, 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 swinging up, nice. And then we have this accent there. Now this part, I think they ended up, what? Did they? I think they transitioned. What did they transition? See, now I'm curious. Hold on. We're here. No, criminal. That part is fine. Yeah, break all the rules. They kept that stationary. So this setup is the same as what it was the other time. Because I remember talking about these movements and how they're transitioned. So it's the same movement that transitioned. It didn't switch it. Break all the... Now that part, there's a subtle transition, and then we end up going up, the switch. Another subtle transition. Very nice. And look, it's still technically an M like what you saw before, but look how condensed it is. That's why it feels that way. And we don't have people angled out. Everyone is facing the front with your feature. So there's those two things that you can reintroduce a formation, but they change the they change the spacing of it. And that's why it's introduced in a different way, and they change the direction. So we're here for it. It's very nice. And the subtlety with the shoulders is nice. Takes it up. Yep, and then you still have him. He was introduced the same way as he did before. So all this, boom. This feels about the same. Nothing crazy there. I like the choreo and the syncopation of the footwork, so that's fine. Now, I do assume that they're not going to do it again. That would always be something I would caution against, is repeating the same choreography all 3 times. Because especially if you're doing the same transitions at the same spot, same formations, and the same people in the same spot, because it's going to come across as more redundant and not as captivating. It's just going to feel like a space of time in which we're just waiting for them to finish to move on to something new, which is just how our brains work a lot of times. It's called the power of 3s, where you get to the 3rd time, we start to get a little bored. But here, I haven't really felt bored, which is always a thumbs up for that. And I like the fact that we deviated in the last one. That Burnin' was nice. He has his feature there. Yeah, breaking the rules, boom, fun little feature from him. They travel it up with the knees, they come up with the arms, accent, do-do-do-do, building it in. That rules, I love these choices, boom, with the tension, and then we drop, and then we immediately have a speed change of tension. Yeah, that boom, so satisfying. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da. The shoulder, boom, boom, which is nice. We hit it up, I love that talk, talk, boom. And then we all go back in. The throw, ching, ching, matches that sound. And then you have your guy come out from the back, sing, sing. So he has this little flick. He's about to flick it. Or no, he just grabs it, boom. Then we have a stylized hand. We bring it over, rotating it in. And then, looks like we vibrated it. Let's see. Oh, so it's like a vibrated interrupted flow is what it sounds like. So I think that I think is kind of what they went for. They go out and in, boom, over, and I like the subtle fixed point of this hand as we bring it around. So I'm talking about this hand, not the one rotating, but the other one. That's nice. They go, they're down. There's your, that felt more like a shake than a vibration, so that's my note there. Then they go up, boom, boom, drop down nice and low. They bring it up around. I like the picking up of the leg. Everyone did a pretty decent job on lifting, good stability check on there. Then it does feel like we're doing a ball change, ball change, ball change, but we're switching out one of our feet and we're using our rock to help make it look more full. Do over, bonnet, da da ba da da da. I like that, and that was a really nice way to transition with a different feature in the back. We lift. I like the lift on that. We'll switch it in, and then we bring it front. I like that choice too. And then they have that hand, and they just let the other hand come up to complement. Then from here, that goes back in, accent with the hands, and then we traveled them up, which is also fun. Click, click, really awesome to see that there. Then we go in, swing up, and then we do a nice looking at each other, and because you hear multiple people on that part, it makes sense when we're making eye contact and multiple people interpreting that sound makes sense. He comes back in, breathe, he has this angsty moment. They all lift with the arm up to match the high note. They come back in, boom, boom. He has that with the rebound, so it made it look like he made them stop. Then you have somebody else come in. Yep. Yeah, boom, da da da. Yeah, in, and then we take the arm and we, kind of scoop it. Yeah, boom, 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 which is nice. Then the subtlety here, boom, picking it up. Notice that little subtle hinge in the upper body. It's fun. Yeah, criminal, criminal. And then we move, whoa, and then we go. That break all these, so he swings it up. Yeah, if I were to take my guess, because I know 2 people made it to the final lineup of whatever that survival show was, my guess today may be him and him. Because I'm seeing them the most, but also they have the outlier hair color, so it could be that. But I'm just curious if you guys could tell me, am I close? And if you guys could tell me, what is his name? Sorry, his name. Because I noticed him the most. So we're going to kind of just do that, do an organic, let's learn people's names, maybe do a Where's Waldo situation like I do in all marathons. My goal is to learn half of their names. So I guess we'll do 4.5, 5. 5 is the goal. But yeah, 5 out of 9. The snap there. So this is all different, which is, we appreciate. Thank you for that. Yep, and anytime that I talk about choreography, most of the time it's based on the choreographers, not on the members. Because the members a lot of times just do what they're told unless they are self-choreographed. Then that's something a little different. But we're mostly talking through, I really appreciate the fact that the changes were made and it works very well in this choreo. It feels nice. I think there are some interesting choices in transition, but I am very much looking forward to seeing not just CRAVITY, but Free Mind's growth on how they explore movement. I'm curious if the next time I see a demo, is it going to have a similar overlap of things I noticed the first time? You know what I mean? It's kind of like 2 marathons at once, because we're going to see freehand a lot in this discography, which is really cool. The throw on that, I like the over hit, and then I like the direction change toward your member. That's really cool. So instead of it all deviating, they all go out and then they complement and mirror to going in, and then they have this nice recoil to set up, which is nice. Yeah, so this is the same choreo, but it's a different formation. And then they turn, instead of going on the chug, not chug, but like the chug envelope phase, boom, boom, the ball change. So this part was the same though. It's nice. I like how he takes it, nice accent with the chest, and the throw, so definitely gives a 1, 2. You're letting the body lean back as you throw the arms, which is really nice. And then we go in, burning. Same thing as what we saw before. Burning, burning, so it's near the tail end of the course. Accent here, breaking the rules. Breaking the high, mid, low. Go in, and then we throw. And I like the punch, that is mirror to walk to the back. And then we turn with our tired selves. So this is a fun debut. It makes me so curious that this is our benchmark and what they're going to kind of be known for as we encounter more of their discography. It's gonna be fun. I'm here for it, and I'm excited for the discussions on this. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more CRAVITY, I have it. I got a lot of it that's gonna be on YouTube, but so much more that's gonna be on Patreon. They are one of 8 groups I am covering for Road to Kingdom Season 2 themed marathon. So I had already just finished up Oneness, and they're my 2nd out of my 8, and I'm very much looking forward to how we grow and develop, so I can see them from their 2024 lens, so I can be a better advocate on the analytical front when I see them in the competition. So once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.